Hey everybody, it's good to see some of you. I guess I don't see any topic for today. If you have any topic, please do add to the topic. I always like to welcome new people. Isaac, is this the first time you join Agent Gateway? Or maybe you've been here before, but I miss you.
I've been here before.
Okay, cool. That's good. Well, welcome back. Good to see you. Is there anything we should talk about regarding KubeCon, since many of us just got back from KubeCon?
I didn't get an opportunity to hear a lot about Agent Gateway at KubeCon. How was the overall kind of interest and response there?
John, you probably have the most take on that.
Yeah, there was a lot of interest for sure. Definitely came up a lot. I mean, I'm maybe a bit biased because people are more likely to just talk to me if they want to talk about it. But it seemed to be very, very popular topic. Definitely intrigued. I got asked a lot about, well, one, like they're trying to solve AI problems and they come to us, they don't even know about Agent Gateway necessarily. Others that no, they want to use Agent Gateway to solve them, and then others that were intrigued about using it as kind of more general purpose proxy as well. So kind of the full spectrum.
Do you have a feeling more people talk to you regarding the AI gateway functionality of Agent Gateway more than the traditional microservices?
It's a bit of both. I mean, mostly the AI stuff. I think that's what's centered, but mostly people are asking, like, they're kind of like starting with AI and like, well, can it do other stuff as well? And it's like, yeah, it can. So.
Yeah, cool. And if I understood it correctly, in K-Gateway, if you enable the AI Agent Gateway data plane, you can also run the Envoy-based data plane too, just different class. Okay.
Yeah, so the gateway class determines which data plane you're going to use.
Yeah, that's great. I do see, I think there was another research project from IBM. I don't know if you all see MCP gateway. I think it's based on Envoy, but I don't see a lot of momentum on that project. It's their agentgateway project, which I think it's the Italian name for agents. Anybody else wants to share anything from KubeCon related to Agent Gateway? Mitch, did you hear anything interesting?
Well, I was just wondering that the IBM project, is that part of Context Forge?
I think it's part of the agentgateway, or is the Context Forge a different project?
I'm not very familiar with their projects. It's just what the top Google result was. I'm scanning through the docs.
I see. Yeah, if you're interested, I can dig out a link for that. I know they talk about it at KubeCon. They give a tutorial, not on the gateway piece, but on their platform, agent platform.
Okay, yeah, I see it. Thank you.
Oh, you find it? Okay, cool. All right. Since there's no topic on KubeCon, maybe John or Nina, did you guys maybe can give us any update? I know you guys are both out at KubeCon, so maybe there's not much update.
No, the main thing, we've just been fleshing out the Agent Gateway policy, new definitions on the K-Gateway side. So that's almost done. Probably a few more days.
Is there going to be a big release regarding Agent Gateway and K-Gateway when the API is ready for people to use?
Yeah, we'll do a release on both sides. Well, for K-Gateway, we'll probably start with a alpha or beta release. I think I don't know when's 2.2 or whatever 2.2. I think that's like December or January probably for K-Gateway. So
Yeah,
Okay.
we're really hoping December if we can do it.
Yeah, let's do it.
There's also a lot of new features that Jot is now in. Like we're adding remote Jot and Jot key fetch, the MCP authentication piece. So we'll also like have to make sure the release like highlight all of those. But with the new API structure, you can do a lot of other things like applying a policy to backend, applying policy to front end for like access level configuration, and you don't need that config map anymore, which is much nicer.
Nice. And that's new feature coming to both the control plane and the data plane.
There's a bit of both. Some were already on the data plane and just need to be exposed. Some are now added on both places.
Cool. That's awesome.
Is the feeling that most users today are using Agent Gateway in cooperation with K-Gateway? Or I know Agent Gateway sort of on its own has like a standalone sort of mode. Is that seeing adoption?
Yeah, it's hard to say concretely, but I would say 50-50. I think there's a shrinking number of people using Agent Gateway on Kubernetes without K-Gateway because of the gaps we had in the control plane, which are now resolved or resolving. So that should hopefully go down a bit just because it's better experience on Kubernetes. But we do definitely see standalone usage. Like any open source project, hard to say more beyond beyond that guess. So
yeah.
I'm curious about that actually. What's the project's stance or desire going forward? To always support standalone deployments, or will there be a focus on Kubernetes? I'm deploying Agent Gateway in a non-Kubernetes environment, and I just want to make sure that I'm not pitching my tent to something that will eventually decide, hey, we only want to focus on Kubernetes.
yeah, I would say that the current plan is to always have support for both. Kubernetes is definitely a more first-class citizen than with other proxies. Like if you go to just say like Nginx, for example, I'm sure that the core Nginx maintainers are not constantly thinking about Kubernetes, right? It's all like layers built on top of it after the fact. Whereas for us, it's kind of the first thought that, as we do anything. So add local config or like non-Kubernetes is definitely important though. So
Yeah, and I can say on my end, I have an item in my to-do list at some point to even look at maybe exporting Agent Gateway as a Python library. So it's easier for, a lot of AI people use Python, and sometimes they just want, from import proxy, run proxy, something like that. So it's not like I don't have anything like concrete, but we definitely want to maintain presence in non-Kubernetes platforms.
yeah, I would also say that I personally am a major local development person, so I'll never implement a feature doesn't work on the local mode. That's how I do all my development and testing.
Yeah, Isaac, do you want to share a little bit on what you are doing? Would this Python library potentially be useful for you? I'm curious to have your thoughts.
Yeah, it could be, but right now that's not my focus. Obviously, I'm using Agent Gateway a lot in local development testing just to evaluate the tool if I want to go forward with it. But ultimately, this will be deployed in sort of a ECS to service. It will be running ECS and also to service a lot of infrastructure that is also running ECS. So that's kind of where my hesitancy is. I know I've used Kubernetes before, and there's some projects that we use Kubernetes for in my current org, but the majority of what I want to use this for is not Kubernetes, and I just want to get a sense of what the future outlook might be.
Yeah, thanks for that context. Yeah, like John and Yuval said, we are definitely interested in supporting in non-Kubernetes environment. That's why this project is also a separate project from K-Gateway, and K-Gateway is what we would recommend people if they are using Kubernetes environments.
Cool. Good to know. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you. Do we have any other topic we want to discuss? Hey, John, I do want to ask you, I know I asked you a while back about like supporting images or maybe videos through Agent Gateway as a content type. I assume there's probably some technical challenging with that. Is that true? Because I feel like that's a very useful feature, at least for me personally.
I think it might be fixed now. I'd have to
Oh,
double check, but
okay.
yeah, actually, I would say I have decently high confidence that it's fixed now. We made a change basically that makes it so that fields that we don't know about are passed through instead of stripped. At least when you're going like to OpenAI. If we're translating, obviously we can't do that. But for the simple case, we pass through. So if OpenAI adds a new field that's super cool images or whatever, like we won't even need to change Agent Gateway to support it.
Okay, cool. So you would just have the Agent Gateway pass through the data without any modification.
Yeah, unless we're translating, like if you're trying to call Anthropic from the OpenAI API, for example, then we have to translate, obviously, so we can't pass through.
Yeah, which I don't think I would. So that's good. Thank you.
Hey, Lynn, this is Art. I thought I would just give a brief doc update.
Please do.
Yeah, so this is more specific to the Agent Gateway docs that are in K-Gateway for the Kubernetes environments, but we're just working on splitting that up right now. They're embedded in the K-Gateway doc set, so we have a draft of this way when you go to K-Gateway, it's much clearer, you know, like I'm using Agent Gateway as the data plane proxy versus Envoy-based data plane. So we have a draft and we're hoping to do this split sometime maybe next week. I brought it up in the K-Gateway community meeting and realized I hadn't talked about it in the Agent Gateway one, so just wanted to make sure to do that here for this community base as well.
No, this is great. I think you sent me a link. I'm going to put the link in the
chat too.
yeah, so that folks can take a look. I assume the idea is so if I'm a user, I land here. I'm deciding which one. By the way, I think we had this discussion. This I really think should be Envoy proxy or Envoy here on the left side. So I'm basically, as a user, I'm deciding which one I'm using, and I could use both of them, but they're. I still need to decide the moment I launch my gateway resource. I need to decide which class I'm using, right? Oh, is the Envoy based the class you would specify as K-Gateway?
Yeah.
I see. Okay. So basically, I'm specifying my gateway class, which made me think user have to make a decision. And then if I'm doing agent gateway, and this is all agent gateway support. Now with this new doc, I assume like all the Envoy based AI. Oh, we still have it here, but longer term, we do plan to remove those.
Yeah, I think it's deprecated into one for the Envoy, and yeah, so they'll be removed. They each have their own navigation, like you saw, but also versioning. The versioning can be distinct in case that ever drifts or whatnot. The search is also distinct. So when you search for something, it will just pull up like Agent Gateway relevant pages versus the K-Gateway. And after we do the split, there's just a lot of doc work that we need to do in terms of, you know, adding more specific examples for some of like the security use cases or whatnot that's only documented in Envoy's side of things right now. So we'll be adding more content to this as well further down the road. But yeah.
Awesome. This is great. I think I really like the simplification for the user. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, cool. Thank you so much, Art. Do we have any other topic we should bring up? If so, we can maybe give people some time back. All right. I don't think I saw any hands. Well, thank you all for joining. If you need any help, we are available on Discord and the GitHub too. So feel free to reach out. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Lynn.
Thanks.
Thanks. Bye.